So again, like I mentioned on the inside, anything in here, you run into issues with that, Mercedes dealer. This is going to be where all of your reservoirs are. So you got your depth reservoir here, coolant, brake fluid, washer fluid, and then they put your dipstick. Right.
What is that?
Dipstick for the
Oh,
oil.
okay.
Okay.
Now, something I noticed a little bit weird about this, it actually doesn't have one of those arms that you physically pop up. It has these two shock arms on either side. Drop that down. And that is fine.
Okay, let me do the hand.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing? Popping it?
Yeah, but then there'll just be that little piece in the center that you still have to pop. Little handle. And then once you get it up high enough, those shocks take over and it'll go all the way up. Right on the outside here. First of all, gas reservoir right there.
What is that? The diesel? That
Yep.
In there too?
Yep.
Where?
Right
In the same tank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, chassis tank and generator tank are all feeding into the same tank.
No, the that additive thing.
That was up there.
Oh, that's up in the front, yeah.
Oh.
We looked at another model that had the depth spout right above.
Right there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love to move that one around.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be only your diesel fuel and then your DEFs up in the actual engine compartment. Right, first compartment here is your generator. You'll probably almost never be getting into this compartment, but you can control your generator and do everything that we did from the inside, from the outside here. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, I got that really jammed in there. So over here, you see this red button? That's your breaker.
Okay.
This is the biggest thing you need to know about the inside of your generator. It needs to be pushed in. If that's popped out, it's like your typical breakers there, it's not going to allow the power that this generates into your coach.
Okay.
So what'll happen is your generator will turn on, you'll hear it running, but you're not going to be getting any 110 power on the inside. If that's the case, you're checking out here and make sure that that button's pushed in. All right?
And is it a true circuit breaker? So if there's a surge or something like that, it should pop itself?
So it'll pop itself the majority of the time when it's trying to start with load. So generators don't like starting with load, so when your air conditioner's on, you want to have that off first, otherwise you're probably going to pop that breaker.
Okay.
That's about the biggest draw you have on your entire coach, so as long as that's off, you should be fine. I wouldn't have your microwave running or anything like that. Your biggest items you want off. Lights, everything like that, you're going to be fine. The big ones you do want off.
Okay.
Right. Then you do have your oil fill and your oil dipstick there as well. Again, first 50 hours, get that oil changed. Every 150 hours after that, get the oil changed again.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people don't actually hit 150 hours a year on their generator. So if you don't hit that 150 after your first oil change, get that oil changed at least once a year.
Okay. Last two.
Next compartment over is your dirt double. So this is where all of that central vac, whatever we sweep up, that's where it's going. And the bag for that is right behind that door.
Okay.
So this is your standard vacuum bags.
Okay.
Right, it does need to be plugged in. You open up that flap on the inside and it doesn't turn on, it probably got unplugged somehow on the outside. Box on the back is your slide controller. So not something you guys are touching or anything like that. It's just basically what sends power to your slide to send it in and out. Right, and on the back side here, unfortunately this one doesn't actually open, but if you peek in the back, you'll see a black box. That's your transfer switch.
What's the white on the floor of it?
Oh, that's a trap door. So if you have like wires or anything like that running through it, you don't have to have your door open.
okay.
You can just feed them through. But that's that transfer switch I was telling you on the inside, what's controlling where it's grabbing the power from.
Yeah.
So I just wanted you to physically see it. There's nothing you have to do with it. I just wanted you to see what I was actually talking about on the inside.
Yeah.
That way,
You know where it's at.
know where it's at. It's maybe a little less confusing, hopefully.
Yeah.
And in the back here, we have your wet bag. All right, so this is where we're connecting all of our like coax connections, if we have cable or satellite connection, hoses and things like that. So on the right side here, you have a Sani-Tee Flush, which is basically like a sprinkler system on the inside of your black tank. Anytime you dump your black tank, it's always a good idea to run some water through here if you can. All that's going to do is grab the water that you're pushing in from here, push it in from the top of your black tank to activate the sprinkler on the inside. That sprinkler is going to spray off your walls and sensors, make sure you're getting good readings on your panel on the inside.
So just the garden hose?
How long,
Yeah.
how long would you run water?
About a minute, minute and a half. You will need to make sure that your black gate valve over here is open. That way it doesn't fill up our black tank and come up through our toilet. Kind of defeats the purpose at that point.
Yeah.
Down underneath that, we have our city water connection. So that's where we're connecting the hosing to if we have that continuous supply like a campground's giving us or something like that. When you have water connected into here, this blue valve, you want to point it over to city. Basically lets the system know that we're drawing our water from our city water connection. If we have it down on dry, that's letting our camper know that we're drawing our water from our fresh tank. You do have an outside shower, has hot and cold options on that as well. And then on the shower head, this button here at the top is a pause feature. So one way or the other, it's going to stop your water right about here so you can control how much water you're actually pushing through.
And you would have to go inside to turn the hot water on
Nope, right here. Yeah, so.
the tank to heat it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The water heater, yeah, that's going to be all 100% on the inside. Alright, over here we have your coax connections. These are going to be your input lines for that cable or satellite line. So if the campground is giving you that, we're connecting it to that top one.
Okay.
We do have a water pump switch as well, so just another location where that water pump's at. If we're on the outside here and we realize our water pump's off and we need it on, we don't have to go to the inside and hit a button there. We'll just hit that button right here. Anytime that red light is on, your water pump is on. Underneath that, you see these two valves right here.
Yep.
These are the low point drains for your hot and cold water lines. So essentially it's the lowest point of your hot and cold water lines for your entire coach. Yep. Anytime you're not using this for a couple of weeks on end, drain all that water that's currently trapped in your system out. That way it doesn't sit there doing nothing, become stagnant, smell funny, taste funny next time you go.
Is that just going straight
Yep.
down? Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it is pressurized, so when you open it up like that, it's gonna.
It's gonna come.
You do have a couple 110 power sources in the back as well, so if you want to plug anything in here. Then you have a water filter next to that.
Okay.
Is that for the drinking water?
Yeah. Well, that's for all the water that goes through your system,
All
so
the
it'll hit
water.
your shower too.
Okay.
I don't believe there is a filter in there currently. We do have them in our parts shop there. But basically, you're just gonna spin that off, pop the filter in it, spin it back on, and then that water goes through the filter. The water pump itself is directly next to that. And then this line right here, and this hose, this is your winterize line. Now, the first time you guys winterize, I'd recommend bringing it back into us and having us do it for you. You can do the same thing you're doing right now with recording it. That way, if you ever do winterize yourself, you have the winterize video step by step that needs to be done. But essentially what you're gonna do is this valve right here, we're gonna pop that out. So now our water pump's sucking from this line. We're gonna connect this hose onto that connection there. This end goes into your bucket of antifreeze, and then we'll use our water pump to pump that antifreeze through your entire system. Go through to your shower, run the hot side till you see that antifreeze come out, turn it off, run the cold side till the antifreeze comes out. Do it to the bathroom sink, the kitchen sink. Make sure you hit your outside shower if you're gonna do it yourself. It's the biggest thing we see in service every spring. People come in and go, I didn't know I had to winterize my outside shower, I never used it. Even if you don't use it, it needs to be winterized. Otherwise, you're gonna open up this door in the springtime and there's gonna be nothing but water on the inside here. Not a fun time. And then obviously on the right side there is just the sewer outlet connection. All right, so you guys already have like a sewer hose, water pressure regulator. Okay, we do have starter kits for you, which I'll show you when we're done here. Gives you everything that you need to get started. So it has your sewer hose, a water pressure regulator, a couple packs of toilet paper because you do need to make sure that you have RV safe toilet paper. Kind of all your pieces parts, wheel box, leveling box, things like that.
Is that cheaper than Amazon too?
Yeah, it's about $150 cheaper than buying everything separately.
Oh, okay.
So we're the only ones that actually have that starter kit. We work directly with Wayfarer, who's the company that assembles them. So that you actually can't find that on Amazon. It's specifically through us, and it's your money saver. All right, make sure I didn't miss anything in here. Comfortable in there?
Yeah, so we're ready to empty our black water. How do you do it?
Pull this handle right here.
Okay.
Well, first you'll have your sewer
Put the
hose
hose on.
connected here, feed it down through and into your dump station. Then you're going to do your black water first, get all that toilet water out, and then your gray water second to kind of help rinse out that sewer hose when you're done. If you
Okay.
do it backwards, you're going to be fine. You're just going to be left with a smelly hose.
Yeah. Okay, when you say pull it, it lifts up.
Yes.
Kind of spring.
I won't do it right now because we have
Yeah.
water in there. But yeah, it's just going to lift up and it'll stay up. And then when you're done, we'll just push it back down.
And do you flush it out at all? Like
So-
just from one stop to the next stop, or do you just dump it?
You kind of want it to fill up a little bit first. You always want to have a nice base of water in your black tank. That way, if we put any kind of solid waste down in there, it has something to break down in, and it doesn't become like concrete inside that tank. So anytime you dump your black tank, you can either get like a bag of ice and dump it down your toilet, or just flush your toilet for a couple minutes, give yourself a nice base of water. Also in that starter kit I was telling you about, you have bio pouches, essentially like Tide Pods for your toilet. Helps break everything down, and it also helps with the smell. It helps tremendously with the smell. We had one that came in here, the previous owner didn't dump their black tanks and it was full of poop. So obviously the whole unit's done. We dropped one of those tablets in there, 3 minutes later the smell was gone.
How often do you use a tablet?
Anytime you empty your tank and put that base of water in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so for your Sani-Tee Flush there, you're gonna do your black water first, right? Open it up, let all that water out, close it. Do your gray water, open it up, let all that water out, close it. Then we're gonna open up our black again, connect a hose into there and flush it out. Any questions in here? I know it's kind of a lot for one compartment too. Alright. Good news for you guys too is you do have the slide topper installed on the top too, so you don't have to worry about the top.
What's that round one?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that.
That is your sewer hose storage.
Oh,
That
okay.
way you don't have to throw it in there and smell out that whole
Oh, okay.
Do we have one in there?
It usually sits down pretty well.
It might.
No.
Yeah, a lot of the times when they come in with the sewer hose, we take them. We don't want to sell you guys a used sewer hose.
You're not doing it right.
These ones like to be touchy too. Kind of just pop them in there and then give it a spin. They like to make it more difficult than it has to be. On the back here we have your shore power connection, and you guys got one of the fancy cords. So this one's always going to stay in until we pinch the buttons on the side and then pull it off. Alright, when we pop it in, just give it a little push, clips in. Now we can sit here and pull. If someone accidentally walks by and kicks it or something like that, it's not going to honk.
Yeah.
That's ours.
Yeah.
It looks like 30 foot.
Yep. 30 foot or your 30 amp service.
And this is 7. Not a 7. 3 foot. Oh, okay, sure. Okay. Right. No, there's my 7
Yeah.
foot. Right. Okay. Got it. So my plan is I want to run a splitter off of that, so I'll have 2 7-pins coming out.
Okay.
One will go to the trailer lights. The other one's going to go to magnetic lights.
Yeah, that would work. Pretty cool, actually. Around the corner here, inside here is your hydraulic fluid reservoir, which looks a little low right now because we have your jacks down.
And is that just for the leveling system?
Yeah. And then this guy here is the burner for your water heater. So when you're running the burner side of your water heater, you'll hear like a vibration coming out of that. That just means it's working, it's heating up that water as it's going through.
Are those aftermarket pads on the levelers?
Yes.
Okay. Because we're looking at getting some, but I thought I saw some on there.
Yeah, previous owner put those on. Always a good thing to have too.
Okay, and that's the hydraulic
Yep.
reservoir.
Yep, and the hydraulic pump's directly behind that. Again, probably this compartment's probably nothing you guys are ever getting into. Again, makes it easier for us if we ever have anything to work on.
Sure.
And this guy right here is what I was telling you about with the 751 key. It's just for your fresh tank fill. It is a gravity fill, so pop that lid off, put your hose in there, and turn on the water. Once the water starts shooting back out from here, you know your tank's full. Drain for that is gonna be right here. So kind of tucked up. You have a little valve. That's your fresh tank drain.
Yeah, okay. So the other side was only black and gray.
Yep. Now, do you guys want water in your fresh tank when you take it, or do you want us to dump
You can leave it.
it? Leave it.
Sure.
Behind here
Is it fresh from you?
Yeah.
Not the previous owner of like years
Yeah, it's fresh
ago?
from our prep, which was
Okay.
yesterday, maybe 2 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't know.
Behind here is the backside of your fridge and freezer. So it's not a panel that you guys, again, are getting into and messing around with unless you're pretty handy with fridge and freezers. Has all of your components right behind there. Now, some people do like to open that up every couple of months and just clean out any cobwebs or anything like that that might get stuck on the inside there. But there's no buttons, switches, or controls that you have to worry about.
How does it open?
So these tabs here, you can spin. Then we got our outside TV. So again, same as the 2 TVs you have on the inside there, it just doesn't have that Wally box that your one has.
Is there any reason why you can't get a splitter from the Wally box to go to the other ones?
I
Is
don't
there
see
such
why
a
you
thing?
wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. You'd have to probably contact our service department, make sure it can be done.
Just wonder why it's not.
Yeah,
You know, why would you not want them all connected?
that I'm not sure about.
Okay.
And does this come out and swivel or do anything?
This one, yes. So we gave you the swivel
Was there
for
a
your
button or
outside.
did you just pull?
Just pull?
Okay.
It's like a magnetic clip. And then inside here is more storage for you. And then this is your inverter itself. Alright. So this button right here needs to be in the position that it's at for your remote on the inside to work. So if we push this in, it's always going to be on. That remote on the inside, you're not going to be able to turn on or off, and it's just 100% of the time going to be on. When we have it pushed out, that enables our remote on the inside to take control of it so we can turn it on and off from the inside.
Okay.
Basically, when you're using your coach, have it on. When you're not, turn it off. Because when you're using it and you're plugged in, like you saw on the inside, it kind of just goes into a bypass mode. But if we were to take a surge or power outage or something like that, that automatically takes over, starts powering things.
And when you say when we're not using it, you mean like when we're at home and it's sitting in
Yeah,
the driveway,
yep.
not using it. Okay.
Yep.
Not just when we go to a restaurant.
Yeah, you leave it on when you go to
Leave
the
it on.
restaurant, like
Okay.
basically when you're packing it up, storing
Okay.
it, not going to use it for a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah, when I say using it, that's what I meant.
Okay.
And then I actually noticed on my way out, I messed up one thing for you. So your disconnect up here is for the spider disconnect, which is going to be this panel over
I've
here.
heard spider
your battery
before.
disconnect is going to be here.
Okay.
So that's going to disconnect your panel. This will disconnect your battery.
And that's all it connects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this will have to be on for that to work?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So say it's in storage. You guys are ready to go on whatever trip you have planned. You haven't used it in a couple months, and storage is going to be sitting like that. You guys will open your door, pop this up, turn that on. That'll probably be on or off depending on whatever way you left it, and then you'll be able to start turning things on and using it.
Okay.
And then I do want to show you the actual batteries themselves. We got 2 Dragonfly lithium batteries.
Yeah. So, okay.
They got them in a good spot for you. Unless you guys are going to like the North Pole or something, you're gonna be fine. Biggest thing, which I already told you with the battery, is making sure that it doesn't go completely dead. Another big thing with the lithium batteries is they will not accept any charge once this battery reaches 38 degrees, and they'll also shut themselves down once the battery reaches 32. So you can still use it if the battery, and that's referring to the battery core itself, not just the outside temperature. Yours is on the inside and it's completely enclosed. And if it's that closed or cold, you guys are probably running your furnace. So probably not something you guys are running into too often, but if it does randomly just shut down on you and you're at North Pole, that's why.
Okay.
Did you show us how to level it?
Yep, I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so ignition on. So ignition on, and this is the screen you want to see. You have auto level and retract. Right, that's basically the two buttons that you guys are going to be using to level this and retract them. If you want to manually level it, you can hit this home, or I'm sorry, the three little dashes over there. Go into the manual mode, and now we can extend front, extend rear, extend drive side, or extend passenger side.
But there was a button there that just
Yeah, so
does it.
personally, I wouldn't use the manual level unless you need to fine tune yourself or something, but the auto level and the retract's gonna be what you're using. So right now we are leveled, so if we just hit retract, retracts us down. Alright, now when we run the auto level sequence, if you guys can, stay on the outside. If you're gonna stay on the inside though, just sit down in one spot so it doesn't confuse itself with where the weight's going. Alright, now our jacks are all the way up, so we'll hit the auto level. We're just going to run that auto level sequence, so I'll go ahead and take a step out. Now with the auto level, you do have to be kind of level first for it to actually work. You'll see it almost did it when I did it earlier, but if these front tires or the back tires come fully off the ground, you want to retract those jacks, get like a leveling block or something, you want to level yourself out more first, and then you'll re-level. You don't want to let those jacks take all of the weight essentially. But that system is fairly quick. It's going to kind of put them all down, realize where the weight's at, and then it'll tell us on the screen when it's done. It'll say auto lock success.
Most RV places are pretty level.
Yeah. Like your slabs and everything like that, you should be fine with. And that time, yeah. So this time it actually did take it all the way up to level it. That's not really what you want to see. We're just, again, at that angle, you can see it's right down on the drain itself. But when you get to an RV park and you're on a slab, you're going to be fine. That's what they're designed for. But in a place like this, if you're trying to park it on the side of a hill, that's going to happen. All right, and that is going to be everything I got for you guys. Unless you have any other questions, anything you want to run over.
Anything on the roof?
Here you go. Well, I'll stop it.